Valentine's Day, a day to celebrate with your significant other, a day about love, sweets, chocolates, romance, and maybe a nice candlelight dinner. And the hell with that mushy bull crap, all right? This is the alternative to Valentine's Day, where revenge, brutality, violence will be executed as those seek gold, history, and vengeance. This presented by Superman Studios, and shout out to my ATW family on Twitter, is NXT Takeover Vengeance Day. Predictions. Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good night, good afternoon, to wherever you may watch this, whether on live or on demand. My name is Noah Foster, and I am a simple man, a lifelong fan of wrestling, proud representative of Team NoDQ, and of course, lifelong member of the NoDQ Galaxy. And in this short, simple, little fun video today, we will simply be going over, discussing, and predicting NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. With that being said, that takes place tomorrow night on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Truly the alternative to Valentine's Day. And personally, the alternative I need because Valentine's Day doesn't apply to me. You can guess why. Anyway, enough talk. Let's get right into the predictions. And shout out, of course, to those that have been so far in my NoDQ Galaxy Predictions League. All 12 of you that have signed so far. So shout outs to, because again, your opinions matter and you all matter as well. Let's see who we got here. We got Rodney, welcome back. We got Casey, my brother, the analyst Michael Wayne, winner of last year's Predictions League. Jeff Chadwick, representative of Meltdown. TJS, representing NoDQ, but also always a passionate member of the NoDQ Galaxy. And so many more, and I'm sure more are to come. And again, if you want to join the fun, it is super simple. Just come join the league. The link to the form will be in the description down below. Brando, Gaming Championship. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're playing some games. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. We're talking NXT today in this video. So with that being said, now we got solid welcomes out of the way. Let's go ahead and get things started. The first match we will discuss is, of course, for the NXT North American Championship. As leader, creator of The Way, Johnny Gargano defends his NXT North American Championship against Kushida, who really has brought out a lot of attitude lately, it seems, and intensity. This, of course, was brought on when Kushida and Johnny Gargano, they kind of had a fallout with the whole Dexter Lumis and Austin Theory feud, too, and Kushida put Velveteen Dream and one of the cruiserweights on the shelf. And Johnny Gargano tried to find his way out of this match, faking an arm injury. I'm not even a doctor, but I work for a freaking college of nursing, and even I knew that exit was fake. Come on now. With that being said, I look at what happened on the go-home show as Ospreay took on Kushida, and Johnny Gargano tried to get a one-up on Kushida, not only to try and make this match not happen, but break Kushida's arm as well. Didn't work out as Dexter Lumis, who has definitely been a thorn in the way side for several weeks, came into play. So, with that being said, forget about Kushida, and this is his first opportunity to get championship gold. Is this Kushida's moment? Or, as Johnny Gargano says, this is my time, my domain. You're going to find out why I am Johnny Takeover. Welcome to my world. I keep forgetting about the one guy who has not gotten this title yet either, and that is Dexter Lumis. But Dexter Lumis is still a thorn in the way side. I can definitely see Dexter Lumis and Austin Theory both being involved somehow in this match. And looking at where I can see the North American title going forward, and I'm tired of seeing this freaking thing hot potatoed, I think that Johnny Gargano is going to lead the way by example, and I think he is going to retain. And the reason, again, I say that, I'm tired of this being hot potato. If the Way's going to have any momentum to their so-called faction, they need Johnny Gargano to have this title because that's literally all they have since, we're going to talk about later, the Way will not be involved in either Dusty Tag Team Cup finals. So, simply put, I'm going to say that Johnny Gargano retains. Let's see what the NoDQ Galaxy says here. It looks like a majority of you went with Johnny Gargano, but a couple of you went with Kushida, as 83% believes in The Way and the current champion. So again, folks, we're going to have to simply wait and see. But overall, Johnny Gargano, he always gives us a heck of a match at TakeOver. He pretty much has been almost in every TakeOver since being a part of NXT, despite the one Finn Balor took him out of. So again, I expect this to be a really good match. Moving on from there, let's talk about what's been happening these last few weeks, as NXT has been celebrating Dusty Rhodes with the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. and a lot of great tag team action. A bunch of these teams impromptu, but some of these teams are legit. And overall, you look at this field, I'm kind of surprised what our finals devolved down to. As I look over this, some of the biggest upsets I saw was the fact that Kushida and Ruff, they were eliminated in the opening round. Everrise, that was a throwaway. Legado del Fantasma, Lucha House Party was a great classic Lucha Libre type style match. I can't believe Imperium lost in the freaking opening round. And of course, I keep bringing down this bracket further for you. As you see up in the top gray, MSK, they made their debut and they made their mark. Because guess what? They are in the finals, but also in the finals for the second year consecutively, the grizzled young veterans. And that is our finals. So tomorrow, it finally will be crowned as MSK takes on the grizzled young veterans to crown Dusty Cup Tag Team winners this round. And of course, the winners will get NXT Tag Team Championship opportunity. Here's the way I see this. MSK, they broke onto the scene through this tournament. They are undefeated as of right now in NXT. But when I think about WWE in general, their logic and the way they portray tag team wrestling, and the fact that Raw and SmackDown really don't have a tag team division of their own, most of these teams were impromptu. And honestly, do I see all these tag teams continuing to go forward in NXT? Maybe, but also 205 Live. And as much as I hate to say it, I feel that MSK's ceiling is going to be 205 Live. In my opinion, the rightful winners of this should be the team that should have won last year, but due to a joke and an impromptu setup, they didn't. You look at the lineup of Dusty Cup winners. It started with Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. Then you had the Offers of Pain. Then you had the Undisputed Era. And then you had the Broserweights. Well, I think finally it is time for the grizzled young veterans to soon be recognized as Dusty Cup Tag Team winners and soon to be our next NXT Tag Team Champions. So with that being said, my pick is the grizzled young veterans to take this whole thing. And according to the lot of you, you are actually 2/3 to 1, 2-to-1 in this ratio. Some of you do believe in the grizzled young veterans, but a majority of you believe in MSK. All right, well, again, we'll see. But I mean, you know, the whole idea, W logic, heels versus faces, I guess that kind of can carry out. But when it comes to NXT, you need to consider there is a huge unbalance of heels and faces. It's more so focused on, as Edgeley put, the W, and that is wrestling. When I look at these two, I think about the stronger tag team for tag team wrestling here. And that's the grizzled young veterans. So that's why they're my pick. Moving on from there, we go into history as we crown the first ever women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winners. This was a nice surprise. And might I add, looking at the way they set this up, there's a reason why I believe the only thing in WWE that literally can portray women's tag team wrestling right now is NXT. Great debut by the former Priscilla Kelly and Elena Black with as G.D. Dolan and Cora Jade against the Ways, Candice LeRae and the Hartwell. The Hartwell, of course, they advanced. Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon, they are both those renegade Mad Max type personas that are a bit wild in the ring, and they work very well together. And I thought they had a pretty good match with Rhea Shafir and Zoe Stark. Mercedes Martinez and Toni Storm, I'm sure, was a first ballot pick for many, but with the fact that Io Shirai has bad blood with both these women since Mercedes Martinez came back to NXT, it really surprised me that Casey and Kaden won this match, but they are an incredible dynamic. And might I add, previously, at one point, Casey and Kaden did challenge for the Women's Tag Team Championships a while back. And of course, they fell short. And then when I look at this overall bracket, there's one team that sticks out to me that I feel truly deserves to win this, and that is who I simply call Captain Team Kick, Dakota Kai, and her heavy, let's just call it that, but apparently her best friend, and the newest badass in NXT, Raquel Gonzalez. So looking at the way this bracket came out, our finals are finally made, and it goes like this. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez will take on Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon to crown the first winners of the Women's Dusty Cup. And the winners will get an opportunity at the Women's Tag Team Championships. If anything should happen in WWE, it's the NXT Women's, they should be that. The Women's Tag Team Championships should go to NXT because it's the only place where it literally cares about women's tag team wrestling and probably can make it legitimate. Shayna and Nia are not women tag team champions. Those titles are props. Shayna should be a top tier champion, but I digress. Looking at this, though, I think about Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon. They have bad blood against both these ladies, and also Ember and Sashi are no strangers to Shayna Baszler. Dakota Kai, under her previous character, she literally got her arm broken by Shayna Baszler, and I'm sure she never forgot that. And Raquel Gonzalez, Nia Jax, yeah, I can see that dynamic, I guess, working. So with that being said, who can I see winning this, and who do I see challenging Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the Women's Tag Team Championships? Where in NXT, faces versus heels doesn't normally happen. I'm going to say that the team that seems like it will be more of a longer running thing and has been since NXT TakeOver Portland last year, I'm going to say that Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez become the winners and make history. While Saucy Blackheart and Ember Moon had an awesome run during this cup, I just feel like right now they're not meant to be a tag team going forward. I want them to go back to singles pursuits, and I know Ember Moon still has the NXT Women's Championship in her sights, considering both these ladies also have history with Io Shirai. In my opinion, the team that deserves to win this, I'm going with Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Hey, SCW, how you doing? Should be an awesome takeover. Some very good matches lined up. I agree. This is actually one of the strongest takeover cards I think I've seen for a little while now, and I'm really looking forward to the show. And I am doing very well, and I hope you are too. What you got here, Brando? I wish Teddy Long come out to say this is a tag team match player. That'd be cool for men and women tag teams. Hey, I'll holler to that. Again, Teddy Long, my all-time favorite general manager, made tag team matches matter the most exciting, and they had the best outcomes to them too. Again, Teddy Long is one of those that I believe pioneered tag team wrestling going forward as a big deal in the WWE. And it just hasn't felt the same since. But NXT, I love what they're trying to do with both men and women tag team wrestling. And again, this should be a really good match. But I believe Captain of Team Kick and Raquel, they deserve this win more. And you guys are almost split 50-50 in the NoDQ Galaxy. 41% believe in Sachi and Ember. I love the fact they come out on that tank together. But the majority do believe in Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. So we will see soon enough. Moving on from there, we go into even more women's action. As again, when it comes to women's wrestling, NXT has the most character-defined, strongest, and maybe in-depth women's division right now in the business, outside the all-women's wrestling promotion Stardom. Just saying. But Io Shirai now defends her NXT Women's Championship against Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez. Mercedes Martinez, who's basically been going at this now for 20 years to try and obtain this, and Toni Storm, who feels like she rightfully should be the NXT Women's Champion. After all, she did beat Io Shirai in the Mae Young Classic. Io Shirai, she acknowledges both of these ladies. However, she believes that Toni Storm is just a petulant child, and she is not going to win this, as she has changed. And she also believes Mercedes Martinez, it's not her time. Io Shirai also welcomes this match because she did win the title back last year at NXT TakeOver in Your House in a triple threat, beating Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. So with that being said, I think about this. Going forward, who could contend next for the NXT Women's Championship and who really wants the title the most and needs it the most? If Io Shirai loses this title, I honestly think she's done in NXT, and that could be her way up to the other rosters. Lord help her, considering Asuka's title is just a prop. I think about Mercedes Martinez, who came here getting out of that retribution angle. Good for her. And she basically says that this is where she wants to build her legacy, and it starts with obtaining the NXT Women's Championship. Definitely the one with the most experience as a journeywoman, and definitely one I believe that could definitely be a trailblazer for this division going forward, grooming the up-and-coming younger talent. But the thing about all three of these names, they are incredibly well-sound, and they all are world-renowned champions. And Toni Storm, who has come back with a brand new identity, she believes now it is rightfully her time, and she will do anything to win. We've seen the fallout now with Toni Storm, Mercedes Martinez, as Io Shirai watches on, and then Io Shirai with the sub moonsault taking both out. This match could truly go any of these women's way because the champion does not have to be involved in the decision. But thinking about what's going on lately in NXT, thinking about Raquel Gonzalez, who literally bombed Io Shirai back at War Games and beat Rhea Ripley. Thinking about this weird dynamic with Tian Sha and Xia Li, and maybe that's building towards something. It all feels like to me more so those pieces are coming together to face the women's champion next in some sort of feud. And I believe that champion will be Io Shirai. I feel like the genius of the sky is going to retain here, one way or another. As far as what I can see for the other two, it could be a fall with Toni Storm, Mercedes Martinez in a singles feud. Maybe these two will form a tag team. I expect unique alliances, especially between Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez in this match. Both of them going after Io Shirai, taking her out. Again, I feel it's going to be a really good match, but overall, I feel that Io Shirai is going to retain. Let's see what you all think of the NoDQ Galaxy. About everybody believes in Io Shirai, but it looks like one person believes in Toni Storm and one person believes in Mercedes Martinez. All right. So right now, we're all pretty much right now with the genius of the sky as Io Shirai's reign continues. The thing I wonder, can Io Shirai's reign surpass what Asuka did? Think about that. Because Asuka to this day is still the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion in history. Let's see what Christopher Ross here has to say. Welcome, brother. Hey, Noah, can you see the Women's Dusty Cup be for the first ever NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, since there is rumors of introducing a new Women's Championship for NXT? Ooh. Well, it would be a wild swerve if Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler did show up at TakeOver and the match gets thrown out. But we've seen how this angle plays out, too, because we've seen it done before. It happened back at, what was it, NXT TakeOver New Orleans, I believe. And, of course, that meant that Roderick Strong joined the Undisputed Era. Honestly, if it means that the women's tag team titles come to NXT, if the new women's championship is not women's tag team titles for NXT, then yeah, I could definitely see that. Because, again, who do Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler have as challengers? Legitimate challengers. Nobody. Honest to God, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke would be a better fit for these women's tag team titles because it looks like they look better as a team than this walking nightmare and destructive force. So I could kind of see that, but again, NXT doesn't really repeat the same angles a lot, I've noticed, so probably not, at least not this soon. If anything happens as far as a new title introduction or title design, I see it after TakeOver. But an interesting thought, to say the least. Again, though, at least women's wrestling is focused on heavily in a positive manner in NXT. We can all agree on that. Which leads us to the main event. A match, first time ever, over 20 years in the making, and literally this match could go either way, and it wouldn't surprise me if Edge is sitting at ringside and he picks to challenge this champion. Finn Balor defends the NXT Championship. This, ladies and gentlemen, against Pete Dunne, the longest reigning NXT UK champion and the inaugural NXT UK champion after Tyler Bate. When I look at this match, I think about this. Both of these guys, they have very similar journeys when it comes to the way that they have really built themselves up. I mean, you got the pioneer of the Bullet Club here in Finn Balor, who has been a trailblazer in Japan and the UK and all over. Then you have Pete Dunne, who literally built a brand by himself from the ground up with British strong style as well. So looking at this, I think about this. Who could challenge next for the NXT Championship before WrestleMania? Because clearly they have to do something before then, I feel like. Who needs the title more? Is Pete Dunne only involved in NXT to try and maybe push the ranks, bump, develop a feud? And will he eventually return to NXT UK? Oh, man, this match, I've been going back and forth for a while, considering that Karrion Kross never rightfully was defeated for the NXT Championship, and I know he wants that back. And I know people have been clamoring for Karrion Kross versus Finn Balor, maybe the return of the Demon. We've already seen a subtle interaction with Scarlett Bordeaux and Finn Balor, even though right now, Karrion Kross' sights are set on one Santos Escobar. With that being said, I have to go with Finn Balor. I'm sorry to all the UK fans. Pete Dunne was an incredible champion. Pete Dunne has not lost a high marquee singles match since Walter back in NXT TakeOver New York, where he lost the NXT UK Championship and hasn't had a singles title since. This right here, I feel like is really going to elevate the NXT's title identity. But right now, Finn Balor, he has really been a great NXT champion, and I see it going forward. And while I love the idea of Karrion Kross and Finn Balor, maybe even at WrestleMania, maybe bringing the Demon back in a whole heel dynamic, that's kind of the way I see it going. Because as much as I like the idea of Edge versus Dunne or Edge versus Balor, they're clearly going to do something with Edge versus Roman, in my opinion, because what can you sell? Spear versus spear. Let's see what Brando says. I want to see Demon Balor back. It way overdue. Yeah, I agree. And again, it's one of those things where it's like, what's it going to take to bring out the demon? I feel a storyline with Walking Armageddon can truly break Balor to channel his inner demon and bring it back. So again, because of that alone, definitely, I am going with Finn Balor retaining. Which is funny because right now, this takeover, the way I see it, I have all the champions retaining the gold, which is odd considering the last takeovers we've seen almost all the titles change hands. And again, Kyle O'Reilly, I know he still wants a piece of Finn Balor and that gold too. And might I add, it's weird. This is one of the first takeovers, if not the first takeover since they've been part of NXT. No undisputed era. Huh. You really wonder what their future holds in store. And I know Bobby Fish is still recovering, but I can't remember the last time Undisputed Era wasn't involved in a takeover. Kind of odd when you think about it. And I honestly wonder what's next for them too, since they are pioneers. But yeah, with that being said, the bottom line, I have Finn Balor retaining what could be an absolute classic. And whether or not his jaw is broken or his hand is broken, both these men are going to be wearing the scars and wounds of battle. I don't want to see anybody come out afterwards and destroy these two, but I would not put it past Karrion Kross to, give Finn Balor a warning. TikTok. With that being said, that is NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. And overall, it should be a very good show. Let's see what you all guys say in the comments down below from my forum. Edge should show up during main event. Should have been called St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Edge is showing up tonight. I think he challenges Balor. Should be a good show. Can't wait. All right. So it seems like overall, and again, your opinion is mad, NoDQ Galaxy. Overall, you guys seem rather enthused by this pay-per-view. And I am too. This should be a really good takeover. So here's to NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day on Valentine's Day. So now you can try and celebrate love with your love of wrestling. I don't know if those two things can go together in most relationships, but what do I know? I'm still single. With that being said, I thank you all so much for tuning in. And again, good luck to everybody in Team NoDQ, especially top leaders, Aaron Riff, TJS, Big G. There's nothing on the line except points, but it's still very close. I also want to welcome, as advocated by Virtue, Mr. Tito, the great debater, to Team NoDQ's Prediction League as well. You all recognize him for the NoDQ Galaxy. I can't wait to see what other comments he brings and what other insight he brings to the league as well. And shout out to all of you so far that's been involved in the NoDQ Galaxy. You can find the actual league form on my Twitter, and you can actually find the actual league you see right here in a much better size font and picture to see your score overall on my Twitter as well. So with that being said, good luck to all of you in the team. Good luck to all you in the Galaxy. Love to hear your opinions, your comments, your predictions. Come join the league. Come join the fun. At the end of the day, let's just enjoy this and enjoy wrestling. With that being said, there's the form down in the description down below. So go do it and tell your friends. Let's keep growing this wrestling community together. But if you want to know more about me, know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of wrestling. And there's a ton more wrestling content coming up too. So follow me on Instagram and Twitter at nfoster1916. Follow my civil YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/MilFoster10 for all things wrestling. Shout out to NJPW family on Twitter. Incoming wrestling content to come includes, believe it or not, folks, we got 2 back-to-back Sundays of wrestling pay-per-views. As after this coming Sunday, on February 21st, it's the Elimination Chamber. So stay tuned for, of course, the NoDQ Galaxy Prediction League forum on that, as well as the team and everybody putting out their predictions for the Elimination Chamber to see who could challenge Roman and or Drew at WrestleMania, since both of those are undecided. By the way, I think it's stupid they don't have a women's elimination chamber. You seriously need to give somebody for Asuka. Lacey Evans, no chance in hell. There, I said it. With that being said, so stay tuned for more on that. And stay tuned, of course, to my civil YouTube channel for continued live wrestling coverage, predictions, and civil takes, and so much more. And shout out to all 182 of you. This movie was fun. YouTuber creator's journey. It's not leaving anytime soon, and I'm enjoying the ride while I can. Incoming content will be coverage on NJPW Strong, including the upcoming John Moxley Kenta IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship match. We will predict, analyze, and preview that card in full once it's known, as well as give you a simple take afterwards. And yes, there will be, of course, the same stuff for the 2 main days of Castle Attack. The form will be up shortly, as both those cards have been also announced as well. My Series AW Spark is about to reach its 1-year anniversary, so stay tuned for a special on that. There will be predictions and coverage also for Revolution and a start of an AEW pay-per-view predictions league too. So that will be within the next month. And shortly to come, I will also have a Simple Spark Light as I cover the bracket of the Super 16 AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament, where so far we've only had one official match done. And we know the Japanese side will be this Monday in full, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. As well as Tuesday, you will get live Japanese commentary from Hikaru Shida, which should be very interesting. I'm looking very forward to this tournament. But with that being said, support my friends, support my affiliates. Buy a shirt. NoDQ.com/merch. Support NoDQ. Support Cleaver Con Andrew. Jeff Meacham, Eric Cherry Brand. My good friend Cindy G and her podcast, Ventures in Wrestling into the Stratosphere via Bulletcast. Support our podcast, The Sauce. We'll have that up very soon. I'll see you soon, guys. And of course, FTW Wrestling Rundown and my ATW family will start something up very soon. But as always, I'd like to close. There are no winners. There are no losers. There are no betters. There are just fans with their own opinions. So support one another, respect each other. And at the end of the day, folks, let's just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling. Simple as that. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share this comment, tell a friend. What match are you looking forward to the most? What are your predictions? What are your expectations? Do you see Edge showing up? Do you see Karrion Kross making his mark? Do you see blood? Do you see some unexpected debut maybe for NXT? Just saying, anything could happen. Of course, now we got Josh Burnett's Bloodsport. We also got Impact No Surrender as well, and I'll be watching Impact No Surrender. But stay tuned to Cindy's podcast, Into Stratosphere, for review coverage on that. Well, anyway, I hope you all be safe. And yes, please be safe as well, Brandon Gaming Championship. Thank you again. And until the next video, folks, enjoy Saturday, enjoy wrestling, enjoy Valentine's Day if you do have, somebody to enjoy it with. And until the next video, I hope you all just have a wonderful day and enjoy NXT. This is going to be a good show. I could already tell. Bye, folks.